is Monday, the second day of May 2022. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being a part of today's edition of Prime News, coming to you live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. My name is Fon Quinter. The news starts now. World Football Governing Body FIFA has sanctioned 6 African football associations following March 2022 World Cup playoff matches, but it's yet to give its verdict on Algeria's request for a replay of their World Cup playoff match with Cameroon. Senegal, Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo have all been ordered to play one match behind closed doors, in addition to being fined, while Algeria, Egypt and Morocco have all been handed monetary fines by FIFA. Away from the sanctions by FIFA, let's now talk activities marking the celebration of Ramadan across the country, and we begin in Fundong, Bowie division of the Northwest region, where Muslim faithfuls went up to the mountain to end their 30 days of fasting. The Imam of Fundong Central Mosque, Sali Bello, called on Muslims to keep doing the things they did while fasting. And Northwest correspondent Charles Kibwa with details.
Muslim faithful in Fundong subdivision, Bowie division of the Northwest, went up the mountain May 2nd, 2022 to mark the end of 30 days fasting period. Celebrations of the feast of Ramadan in Fundong, the Imam of Fundong Center Mosque, Sali Bello, drew his inspiration from the Quran, encouraged all Muslim faithfuls after Ramadan not to go back to their old deeds, but should continue doing all the good things they were doing during fasting. Bowie SDO Tinia Fidel, who joined the Muslim faithful to worship with them, equally called on all Muslims to remain prayerful. Pray for Bowie and Cameroon in particular, for prayers is the only way to salvation and one of the tools that will bring back lasting peace in Bowie division.
Continue to be faithful, to continue to pray, and to continue to be peace lovers, peace builders and peacekeepers, so that Bowie division, the country, the fatherland should continue to be in peace, and even the whole world, since we need peace to develop all other activities.
Fundong First Deputy Mayor Shah Enes, who equally joined Bowie SDO to worship with the Muslim community in the municipality, encouraged the faithfuls to remain steadfast and be law-abiding, while count on their usual collaboration to bring back lasting peace in Fundong and Bowie division.
Even after this period, because we so much need the peace, and I also continue to call on them to collaborate as part of the population, so that we can be able to obtain the peace that we deserve.
The Fundong Council equally supported the Muslim community with some food items to aid their celebration.
In the Central region, Muslim faithful celebrated the feast of Ramadan in grand style. They prayed and called on Allah to restore peace in Cameroon. Colette Lung tells us more.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Enterrez notre maître Mohammed.
Muslim faithfuls in the nation's political capital have celebrated the feast of the Ramadan today, which marks the end of the holy month in the Muslim calendar. Celebrated with glamour as they commemorate the feast of the Ramadan, Muslims stretch a hand of charity to those in their neighborhood. In the Yaoundé Center Mosque, these faithfuls call on Allah to have mercy on Cameroon for peace to reign in its entirety. Worth noting, according to religious beliefs, the holy book of the Muslim came down from Allah during this time, and so the entire creation praised him. The Prophet Muhammad then declared this day to be a time of celebration, a time to celebrate the brotherhood of man. Later, Muslims began fasting in preparation of this day, as the end of this month-long fasting is then marked by Ramadan.
And in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital, Muslim faithfuls in Bona Musa, the neighborhood, have expressed their joy after a successful 30-day fasting and now the feast of Ramadan that went on smoothly. They echo the message of thanks as they join Muslims around the world to celebrate the feast of Ramadan. Audrey Zadza completes the story.
After the sighting of the new moon, celebrations of the Eid al-Fitr festival, marking the end of the fasting month of Ramadan, begins with a special early morning prayer in mosque and open-air spaces. Here in the economic capital, Douala, some Muslim faithfuls gathered at Parkou Vita in Bonamusa di Douala 5 municipality for morning prayers this Monday, May 2, then at the Bonamusa di Mosque for the 12 noon prayers before moving on for feast and festivities, and everything went on smoothly.
I'm very happy that we have gone through the month of Ramadan. It all started well and all it has ended well. So today we had the prayer at Parkou Vita, which was led by the Central Imam, Etienne Muhammad. After the prayer, we went for celebration. Everybody is prepared and everything is going well. Now we are just from the afternoon prayers at the Mosque Bonamusadi.
Today is our great Eid Fitr day, and which we were just from the prayer site, which was at the side of Parkou Vita this morning at about 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. So right now we are just from the Zuhr prayer of 1 o'clock.
It is a time of unity and is celebrated by friends and family coming up together for food and drinks, dressing up in new clothes, and above all, sharing gifts amongst each other. Ramadan marks the time when the Quran, the Muslim holy book, was revealed to Prophet Muhammad.
This was the month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the Quran, the guide to humanity. If you follow the Quran, the laws of the Quran, you will live well and you will have the hereafter, which that's all we are looking for. So we are very happy that everything went well.
But what is the way forward for Muslim faithfuls after the month of Ramadan?
After this month of Ramadan, it doesn't mean that you have to go back to your vices, to your sins. So after the month of Ramadan, we can assume that you have been born again, and you have to make sure that you ameliorate your habit, your behavior in the society, because being a Muslim is not just praying the 5 daily prayers, it's also to have an exemplary, a very exemplary behavior in the society.
This festivity equally serves as a reminder for Muslims to be grateful for what they have.
Now a 56 seconds video of Cameroonian Senator for the Northwest Region Elizabeth Regina Mundi is making rounds on social media after she was kidnapped by separatist fighters. Under duress, she declared support for Ambazonia, as Miron Gaket tells us.
Senator Regina Mundi of the Cameroon's People Democratic Movement has, from video footages released on social media platforms, shockingly made a statement out of duress, pledging her allegiance to the non-state separatist movement.
I, Madame Regina Mundi, an Ambazonia by birth and nationality, today, the 30th of April 2022, of Ambazonia, in La République, to also resign and join our brothers.
Cameroonian senator and her driver were abducted by unidentified gunmen in Cameroon's war-torn English-speaking region on the 30th of April 2022. Prior to the video release, the kidnappers had demanded the release of the nearly 75 separatists who are in prison. However, the governor of the Northwest region, Adolphe Lele-Lafrique, specified that researches are ongoing to find her. Senator Regina is not the first victim of kidnapping since the outbreak of the crisis. John Fundi, founder of the Social Democratic Party, was abducted twice in 2019. In the same year, over 170 students were kidnapped by the fighters. The English-speaking regions of Cameroon have, since 2016, been the epicenter of a separatist rebellion fighting to create an independent country. The riots have so far caused the death of thousands of Cameroonians and hundreds of displaced people.
In these reports, streets and business activities were completely grounded in Bamenda, Northwest region of Cameroon yesterday, May 1. They were workers in Cameroon joined the international community to celebrate Labor Day. Get details in this report. As workers in Cameroon joined the international community to celebrate Labour Day, though void of the usual march past parade as per the April 27, 2022 ministerial decision, business premises and all commercial activities were completely grounded in Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon. Streets were deserted, shops and business sites closed, with residents indoor for fear of the unknown as their respected ghost town calls by separatist fighters. From Gang Junction through Sonak Street to City Chemist and the Bamenda Commercial Avenue Grandstand, the town was a shadow of its real self. Streets were completely deserted but littered with dead. The situation in Bamenda is deplorable. Commemorated this year under the theme World of Work, Fight Against COVID-19, Protection of Jobs and Productivity, the 136th Labour Day was celebrated in Cameroon without a parade of workers for the third consecutive year as a result of COVID-19. Critics, however, say authorities have been favoring the response strategy put in place by the government. Note here that on the occasion of the Youth Day on February 11 and International Women's Day on March 8, 2022, there was a parade. Following his recent appointment as quarter head of Sopo Kwango, Mr. Etienne paid a courtesy visit to His Royal Highness Chief Etienne Monono of Great Sopo Bowie to show appreciation. Naraka Kebi completes the story.
Sunday, May 1, saw the newly appointed quarter head of Sopo Kwaunge, Mr. Etienne Naka Jr. Austin, with his close aides who paid a thank you visit to second-class Chief Etienne Monono in his Great Sopo Palace in Bowie. During the visit, the appointment letter was reread in which Chief Etienne Monono spells out his functions as quarter head. According to the chief, the quarter head Etienne is a notable of Bowie Kwaungo family, president of the Bowie Mountain Club, and a Soban of the 1977 class of the prestigious St. Joseph's College, Sase. With his wealth of experience, the chief therefore urged him to transform his community positively and impact lives.
The key message to him is to carry on with his job, regardless, because the chief of Great Sopo has empowered him, along with all my chiefs sitting here. If you see a quarter head who has only come to greet the chief, which is very unusual, you can imagine what it will be like when we'll have the installation itself. It shows you that he's a very, very popular man. Look at everybody. Look at the cars who have come just for him to come and say hello, thanking the chief.
On his part, the newly appointed quarter head acknowledges the responsibilities which lie on his shoulders as he takes up the baton of command.
I'm taking over command in class quarters support as the new quarter head. The plan of action is first of all to bring the people together, get into the politics and bring the people together. We should live as one person. Secondly, I am personally concerned about the hygiene of the environment in which we live. The plan is active action. Second action is to make sure we work together like a team with my people and get transporters to be cleaner and a fine place for us to live healthy. And the third plan of action is to make sure that we are all secure in our environment in transporters.
The occasion was graced with traditional dances with a remarkable display from the Babongo traditional dance group. Several chiefs in Faku turned out in support of their colleague, Chief Etienne Monono. The installation proper is scheduled in the days ahead at the Clerks Quarters neighborhood in Bowie.
Coming up next, fans of My Media Prime Television in Tola yesterday organized a gala march in celebration of the International Labour Day. It was an occasion for fans to come together and thank the channel's entire staff for constantly feeding them with quality information and entertainment. Joy Ngong tells us more.
It is with a football match that the fans of My Media Prime Television in Tole, Southwest Region, celebrated the International Labour Day. The match, which was played against the Veteran Football Club of Tole, was an opportunity for My Media Prime Television fan club to thank management for a job well done.
We for Tole, we don't form this My Media Prime fan club now because it is so now the way we get a reliable source of information. And if you see them, they don't go right up to the Est way we organize a gala march for commemorate this Labor Day. So we talk now and say this, so we not go only end now with this level. After this, we go join for that place where we do organize some way now for the way all the general members when they go come, we say we feel feast, even a one cup matango, we go take them.
I thank the management because the way they control the station, okay, they make everybody happy.
Okay.
And I go praise and say may they continue for do their duties well. I promise we will win.
The fans of My Media Prime Television in Tole confess that they chose the channel for its information, entertainment and education.
I decided to join them because they get good program them. They always make them. Some of them they like them. And you see them people ready for my media prime. They are people ready. And news. They talk much way. Not TV they direct. They need shit. So I like them. They will talk true. Even though I like their station because they always talk to you straight. They need them more. I watch people like Christain and they when they talk on My Media Prime, Elvis and the rest, it makes me feel like we have a very critical radio. It is so entertaining then, it teach plenty. So I like them the way they analyze news, where they interact. I'd be so happy. So in short, I like my Media Prime because for Cameroon worldwide now, my Media Prime is the best.
Now the best TV station where they out. Most especially, they get the best journalists there. Yeah, so I decided to join them because I really like the station and they promote plenty activities there.
The gala match was followed by an after party organized by the fans themselves to share a common meal.
We found them for Tole. We don't prepare some pepper soup. We go gather now for enjoy the Labor Day. You know, say as much we will not be here for some arranged in the early. So now we will go. We'll start the enjoyment.
My Media Prime Television Fan Club Tole wished a happy Labor Day to all its staff and pledged to keep watching My Media Prime Television, the African Eye.
Joy Gang reports in the now non-governmental organization Clove Cares, passionate with humanitarian activities geared at alleviating hunger, has donated food items and basic necessities worth some 6.5 million francs CFA to some underprivileged families residing in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. Eileen Summer was there. She now reports.
Love Cares, a baby of the American Kringle Society, whose global objective is to feed the hungry in collaboration with the Bitcoin, on Saturday, April 30th at Pakovita Bonamusadi Douala, put a smile on the faces of the less privileged groups of persons of our society, made up of the visually impaired, physically challenged, orphans, and the poor. The Goodwill Ambassador of Kringle Society, Mbe Derek, led the delegation.
Actually, our society is founded on the principle that humanity has the capacity to uplift themselves from the morass of poverty. For me, growing up as a child, that was really in need, and I understood what poverty is all about. I understood what it means to get up in the morning and you don't know what to eat in the afternoon or in the evening. So I told myself that I can be able to break the yoke of poverty in my life and my family. And after doing that, I asked myself, what next? The thing that I should be able to look at others who are also in need. The food that we are giving is just a widow's mite. I tell you what, we shall be able to give more like educational facilities, why not rehabilitation centers as we are moving forward.
Over 500 underprivileged persons in Douala were reached with funds of about 6.5 million francs CFA.
We have reached out more than 500 people, less privileged today. We have the blind, the dumb, we have the orphans, and we also have some people that are, many of them in their homes. We had to gather them here to give them food. And yeah, we actually did a needs assessment, meaning that we went to some of their houses, we went to some of their centers, and we really make sure that they are really in need before we invited them. So we have given them goods today worth 6.5 million francs CFA.
The Divisional Delegate of Social Affairs for Wuri, Delphine Tamenchek, lauded the gesture.
Give the civil society the technical support to organize the celebration of giving donation to those children, to those handicapped persons who are vulnerabilities for someone to get something to eat.
Janang An is a beneficiary.
This company is here for me. And all people with the inside, I pray God to make God because it don't surprise me.
Fongwe Irene, a visually impaired, the donation will relieve her of the high prices of food items on the market.
I'm very happy because you know the time now everything is here in the market. As we people living with disability, it's not very easy for us because can you imagine that a mother or a father will have 4 and 3 children, we don't have something to eat home, and you people come and enlighten us here. We are so happy for this occasion.
It is worth mentioning that K-Love Cares, which is also into capacity building programs for the less privileged, will next be visiting Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, and Bangladesh for a similar activity.
You're welcome back. Now, actors, actresses, and movie makers have pledged to enhance the promotion of peace and social cohesion via their movies and other entertainment platforms. This information was disclosed by the president of the Cameroon International Film Festival, Agbo Juvett, during the just-ended 5th edition, Dolingandi, with details.
It is true, Cameroon is in dire need for peace, as the country's socio-political atmosphere has been constantly perturbed for over 6 years on. Despite all efforts put by the government and stakeholders in and out of the country, the recent killings, bombings, and kidnappings have proven all efforts hopeless so far. As influencers, movie actors, actresses, promoters, and others in and out of the country have pledged to contribute their own quota of restoring the lost glories during this year's 5th edition of the Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIF. But how do they intend going about this?
This award that is given to me, I would like to dedicate it to all the people who have lost their life during this Anglophone crisis. It's been a very sad thing in our community. For the people who are living in the refugee camps, who have not forgotten about you. For those of you in the forest who have not abandoned you. And I will plead with everyone here today, don't be afraid to share the End Anglophone Crisis hashtag on social media. We need both parties to come to reasoning and understand that we are destroying this beautiful nation with violence.
While using entertainment as a gateway for reconciliation and the promotion of peace and social cohesion, Agbo Juvett, president of CAMIF, now spells out the words needed now and in the future.
Since 2016 to today, CAMIF has been consistent in its approach and its campaign for a platform that can also advocate for the need of inclusion, for the need of dialogue, for the need of peace, for the need of social cohesion. Next year, we hope to extend more in our campaign for social cohesion. We need to expand more for the need for dialogue, for the need for peace in the English-speaking Cameroon, where we have been ravaged by a 6 to 7 years useless war. So there's a lot that we do to actually bring hope to the young generation of Anglophones who are traumatized by this crisis and displaced also by this crisis.
Thinking the Cameroon International Film Festival CAMIF was just an avenue for the glams and the gleams, no, it cuts across forging a just cause.
That report ends today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime Television. Coming up just after the news is Prime Hour with Leonard and his team. My name is Fon Quinter. I'll meet again tomorrow for another edition of News. Good night and happy celebrations to our Muslim brothers.